Sean McVay, the winning coach, his Rams going to the Super Bowl.
Great job, and then defense to be able to close it out, especially after the last time we played them the way that went. There was just so many great plays today by great players, and just really happy to be associated with these guys, and we got one more.
Sean, when you look at the way that this team has been built, not just this year, but over the last couple of years, to end the game that way, Aaron Donald makes the difference in the pressure. Traven Howard, a 7th-round pick, seals it. What does that mean for this group?
I think it's a great sign of, the stars shining the brightest when they needed to, Jordan, and then also guys stepping up when they were asked to. T. Howard's done a great job over the last month. Chris Sewell's done outstanding with him. And then, another guy that just comes to mind as you ask that question is, you look at Kendall Blanton. You lose Tyler Higbee, such an instrumental part of our offense, and he stepped in. Wes Phillips does such a great job. But all hands on deck. Everybody was ready to go. There were so many key contributors today. And like I said, I'm just so proud of this group.
You're going to Super Bowl 56, but ultimately, 6 straight losses to the same team. How does it feel to finally get that first win against them, and then now that you guys are moving on?
We didn't really look at it like that. We looked at just being in this moment, taking care of this game today. It was the NFC Championship. Huge, huge game. Our guys did a great job, and really, each game is its own separate entity. And I'm really just happy those guys got it done today, Nick.
You've added so many guys. Can you speak to what Beckham has done, in the few months?
I thought Odell was outstanding today. To be able to go over 100, he had some key and critical catches. To be able to extend drives, the one down the left sideline when they were playing kind of split safety, where they're kind of reading the coverage, and half-field player didn't get over the top, and he ends up adding on an extra 15 with the late hit. But he's a special player. He's so smart. He's so talented, so gifted, and he's brought such a charisma and a presence, and really a swag to our team, and he's love Odell. Really just happy for him.
How much did your running game open?
How about this music? Those guys, just keep it quick. I need to get in there.
How much did your running game open things up in the first half?
It did. I thought Cam ran hard. I thought Sony had some tough runs that he leveled off, and I thought it was able to open up some big windows in the pass game. And I thought our guys did a great job being able to mix up the tempo, apply pressure to an outstanding defense where they've been really teeing off on guys. I'm so proud of our offensive line. I thought they held up really tough, battled, really, every single snap. And you look at that front, they rotate 8 guys through there. They're outstanding. D'Amico Ryans does a great job. Chris Kasarik. And so we knew what a challenge it would be, but the run game was very key and critical, even though it was just kind of tough, hard-earned yards to set some other things up, no doubt about it.
What is why you guys went out and got Matthew Stafford for what's happened the last 2 weeks?
What do you think the answer to that question is? Here's what I would say, Gary. We went out and got him because we thought it was a chance to be able to get a great player of his magnitude. Those things don't come around often. What he's done, he's elevated everybody around him. He's made me a better coach. He's made his teammates better. He's such a great person. I think you guys know from getting a chance to interact with him, if you don't root for this guy, something's wrong with you. And, he's a great competitor. I think we saw that each of the last – we've seen that really throughout the whole season, but I think it's really been on display these last couple weeks. We talk about competitive greatness all the time, being your best when your best was required. He embodied competitive greatness today. Love Matthew Stafford, Gary.
What is it about it when
This was exactly the game everyone expected. Very physical and chippy. Was there any extra urgency? How much did the rivalry come into this game?
Well, I think the respect for each other came into the game, and we knew what a physical game it would be. Thought our guys did a great job controlling their emotions. We didn't have anything where, you're giving them something cheap, and I was proud of that. And our guys came out. They had a good look in their eye really the last couple weeks, but especially this week, they knew that it was its own separate entity from the previous games, and they came out here and delivered in a big way.
Coach, what are your...
I'll get you next. Go ahead.
With this being uncharted territory, you thought you knew what you were getting in Matthew when you traded for him, but with this particular moment being uncharted territory for him, how and in what ways has he risen to meet this moment?
I think he's played like he's capable of. Risen. I think he's played like we thought he would, and he's no moment's too big for him. I can tell you that much, Jordan. He's elevating everybody around him. We got one more. We know it's going to be a great challenge. So happy for Zach Taylor and the Bengals. What a tough, resilient group they are. But really so happy for Matthew, Andrew Whitworth. Aaron Donald, there's just so many guys that I'm just so happy for. Jalen Ramsey, but we got some more work to do.
You kind of touched on it there. What are your initial thoughts on playing Zach Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals? You're obviously familiar.
It's, really congratulations to them for winning the AFC. You look at the start of that game, I think they're a great, resilient team. It didn't look good for them, and they've just continued to show why they're a mentally tough outfit. I think that's reflected by their head coach. I know what a great coach he is. They've done a great job this year, and we've crossed over with him a little bit, but I'm looking forward to diving into the tape and figuring out how we can put together a good game plan to try to see if we can finish this thing off. Cooper Kupp's amazing.
What is it? I mean,
He's just a special player. I talked about Matthew with the competitive greatness. Cooper was that today. Just big catch after big catch. He's competing in the run game. He does so many things. We would have no chance of being here without Cooper Kupp.
Mike. Hey, Sean.
I like how artists got louder right there, man. That's a way to take control, my man. Go ahead, Mike.
Can you talk about Raheem's defense there in the clutch there, coming through for you guys, getting the things?
Raheem Moore's outstanding coach, Mike Jones. I mean, he's special. His poise in the crunch time moments is on display. Thought he made some great calls. I thought he put our guys in great spots. They ultimately delivered, but Raheem is one of the best competitors. He's got such a great charisma and presence, but during the games, he's so steady, so even-keeled. I think that's why you saw our guys kind of reflect that, where we had some things that were kind of uncharacteristic, some miscommunication. He got connected with the group, got it communicated the way that we wanted to be able to handle it, and they closed it out, and huge credit to Raheem Moore. So grateful for him. He's a stud.
Hey, Sean, going to the Super Bowl in and of itself is special. But for it to come down and end the way that it did against this team that everyone had talked about, had your number, questions about whether or not Kyle was in your head.
No, Gary Klein asked that question and put that out there. But,
Sean,
sure. What the hell kind of question is that? Go ahead, Jim. No, it didn't. It did not have to be asked. Go ahead, Jim. Gary, no more questions for Gary for the next 2 weeks.
But for it to end in this way against this team in that manner, does it make it doubly sweet?
I wouldn't say that. I think we knew what a great team this was, but you guys think it might just be coach speak, but our guys genuinely knew, hey, we're familiar with this opponent, but the previous 6 games where we didn't find a way to finish have nothing to do with what's going to occur at 3:30 or 3:40 when we kick this thing off. And those are separate entities. Our guys did a great job of being able to compartmentalize. We always talk about being totally and completely present, having a short memory from the good and the bad, being able to hit that reset button. Thought our guys did that in a big way, Jim, and looking forward to enjoying this and then being able to get back to work. Just grateful to be working still and love this team.
Hey, we're going to wrap up with Barry. Last one.
Thanks, Artie. Coach, what's your take on being only the second team in history and second in 2 years to be putting the Super Bowl in your own home stadium?
I think it's special. I thought the fans were outstanding today. To be able to play at home, in this house that Mr. Kroenke built, this iconic venue is really unique. A little bit easier travel schedule for us since we travel all over the country during the course of the year for the most part. So just so happy for this group, proud to be associated with it. Thanks, guys.
All right, so here you go, fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford. Now, to be fair, this is a misleading kind of numbers thing because Matthew Stafford threw a terrible throw that should have been intercepted by Jaquiski Tartt. He drops it, which allowed Matthew Stafford to put up these numbers. So when you look at these numbers, you're going to hear these tomorrow. But remember, Stafford had the bad throw in the fourth that, but for an easy drop by Tartt, this game could have been very, very different. More ahead. It's not LA going to the Super Bowl.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.